Hi everybody, it's Miss Christian here. I am looking forward to getting started with our day 2 lesson, and I'm going to kind of quickly review what you guys worked on yesterday. So if you're able to watch the day 1 video, we just did vocabulary yesterday. You guys were all assigned the task to read the text on your own and then use a highlighting tool to highlight any words that you did not know. Okay? Then you guys were asked to make flashcards. You were asked to write down the vocabulary term, and then on the back you were to make a T-chart and label one side that says definition and then another side that said example. For the example, I asked you guys to use the word in a sentence and then to draw a picture of what the word means. So if you did that yesterday, bravo, pat on the shoulder. If you didn't, it's okay. You can actually work on it today if you would like. This is just something that you guys can work on during this time that we are at home. Okay? So with that being said, for day 2, I said that we are going to be annotating. So annotating is a note-taking strategy that teachers like to have kids do because it makes them active readers. Now, what I mean by active readers is you read what you are supposed to for class or whatever your assignment is, and you actually remember what you read about. I'm sure a lot of you could agree that sometimes the text that you have to read in school can be not that exciting, and sometimes you'll read the same page over and over and over again. Or better yet, you read the page and then you go back and you don't even remember what you just read. Active reading helps kids and really everybody to actually pay attention to what they are reading. So basically, I'm going to be introducing a new concept that I started using this year called the depth and complexity icons. These are used in the gifted classrooms at my school and for students that are in GATE. So they look like this. You'll see at the top it says overview of iconic prompts of depth and complexity. Okay, but the really awesome thing about this is you can find this online for free, and I'm going to post a link for you guys as well. I give this to my kids and I call it their cheat sheet. Basically, it tells the kids what each icon represents and then what each icon is called, like what the name is, and then basically a definition and examples and what are the key questions that you have to think about when you're using these icons. So another question that came up yesterday is one of my students had contacted me on Class Dojo and said, you know, when I printed out the article, it was different than the one that you read yesterday. That's because this student had most likely printed out a text with a different lexile level. Okay, so I put up here on my little whiteboard, and I know it's a little hard to see it because my camera isn't that good, but lexile level is basically what you can use at home to figure out what kind of book you should be reading. Okay, so basically if you are like a 2nd grade student, you should be reading books that are level 420 to 620. Okay, and then if you're in 3rd grade, it should be about 620 to 820. 4th grade is 740 to 875, and then 5th grade is 875 to 1010. But my biggest thing for my 5th graders is I usually print out a text that's like a 6th grade level. The reason for that being is I'm trying to get them ready for 6th grade. So parents, you can use your own discretion. If you print out a text and you feel like it's way too easy for your kiddo, go to the next grade level. There is nothing wrong with that, okay? The most important thing is that they are being challenged and that they're actually being forced to think about what they are reading, okay? All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with the next thing. So for today, I printed out that text 1140 level for my 5th grade students. And remember, this is just a model. You guys can adjust this however you want. For some of you guys have kids that are like in pre-K, kinder, first. Use any kind of book that is appropriate for their level. And you can do these same strategies too. You don't even have to use all of the icons. When I first started it, I just said use the icons you're most comfortable with. And then in time, the kids started using all the different icons. You could even introduce 2 of them, okay, and have the kids do what I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to go ahead and reread the first section of the text, okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you how to use these icons. So this is 1140, so this is going to be a little different than yesterday's reading. All right, here we go. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson purchased the territory of Louisiana from France for $15 million, which I said was a lot of money, but that was actually considered a lot of money way back then. Now, not so much, believe it or not. I mean, it'd be a lot of money to me. But anyways, The Louisiana Purchase stretched from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains, and from Canada to New Orleans and the Gulf of Mexico. Altogether, this massive new territory doubled the size of the United States. Okay, so what I just read was this very first little section right here. I'm going to go ahead and start looking at my icons, and I'm going to start my note-taking strategy, my annotating. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I found one that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use the second one. The second one is the detail icon, and it's a little flower picture. So I tell my kids, get out your pencil, pen. I'm going to use a pen so it's easier for you guys to see. I'm going to mark a time when I was reading that first section where I feel like the detail icon can fit in. Okay, I'm going to underline the sentence that I think is an important detail. And then I'm going to draw my icon. I'm not an artist, so please forgive me if my flower looks like a cauliflower. I'm sorry. It's not going to be that cute. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've done so far. You'll see that I drew a little flower and then I underlined the detail that I thought was important. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the key questions under detail. It says, what are the defining features or characteristics? The example says parts, factors, attributes, variables, or distinguishing traits. So this is when I tell my kids to make a note, to actually write what they're thinking and explain why they chose that icon. So I'm going to write mine and then I'll read it to you guys. Okay, I just finished. So at this time, I'm normally calling my kids. All right, who picked an icon? You have to explain what icon you picked and why. So I think what some kids might struggle with is they might think that there's like a right answer that they have to pick. There really isn't, because as long as you are able to explain your thinking using text evidence and basically something you already know in your own mind, your answer is going to be marked as correct. Don't get stuck and don't think you have to have the perfect answer. You don't. You just have to be able to explain your thinking. So I picked the detail icon, which is the little flower, and I wrote the following. So first, the sentence that I underlined, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight it with orange so you guys can really see it. Okay. It said, and I underlined it here, okay? It says, altogether, this massive new territory doubled the size of the United States. So I put the flower icon and then I wrote, this detail shows me how the U.S. started to become so large. The U.S. was not always as big as it is now. So like I said yesterday, we didn't have 50 states. It was separated into different territories. So, and also they didn't really own a lot of area. This is why when they made the Louisiana Purchase, it made the United States double in size, technically. Okay? So what's really cool is on the next page of the article, it shows you a map of the United States. Okay? And so if you're wondering, that green area is the area of land that was purchased. So as you can see, how it's sectioned off into states, it wasn't always like that. It used to just be large areas of land, like how it is here. Okay? So, I went through and I did my first icon. So, what I'm going to ask you guys to do now is you're going to go through the rest of the article on your own. Your goal is to read the article again, And of course, if you see any other words that you are not familiar with, you can always highlight them, make it into a flashcard, or you can just focus on the task for today. So your task is to use the cheat sheet of the depth and complexity icons. You are to read the rest of this text on your own and do a little bit of drawing today. You're going to draw a little picture of the icon anytime that an idea comes into your mind. I would really try my best to pick at least one icon for each section of text. So you see the line spaces right here where there's nothing? That's marked a new section that's basically beginning. You want to really try your best to stop each time and try to pick an icon. And try to pick different icons. Try not to pick the same one over and over again. Remember, there's no wrong or right way to do this. We're not experts just yet. We are learning how to do this. And it's really going to help you guys better understand the text. Okay? So, if you have any questions, leave a comment. If you're a student in my class, please contact me on Class Dojo or Google Classroom. I will be posting the PDF below in the link, but I will also post this on my Google Classroom page for those of you that need it. If you don't have access to that information, just Google the depth and complexity icon cheat sheet, and then you will see a bunch of resources come up. Okay? So, I really hope that you enjoy this, and don't forget to join me today at 6 p.m. to read the second chapter of Harry Potter on my YouTube Live. It was a lot of fun yesterday, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Okay? All right, happy reading. Bye.